power of visualization in coaching. So a disclaimer here before we start, visualization is not something that all of us can do. So some people might have aphantasia, which means that you struggle to visualize. I know personally, when I close my eyes, I can't see images. I've never been able to. However, I can connect with feelings. And so I love visualization, even though I can't see images. I have clients who like to write things down. I have clients which don't connect with it. So like anything in coaching, yes, I'm going to talk about the evidence. Yes, I'm going to talk about the power of this, but we tailor it to our clients. It's not a one size fits all. Just because we've got loads of great evidence, if it doesn't work for a client, it doesn't work for a client. That's why coaching is always client focused. So we're not going to say to every client, you have to visualize. We're going to ask our clients, how open are you to this? Have you done it before? Is it something that you want to do? You know, we always give them agency and choice so they have autonomy and so we can tailor. And what visualization means is actually being able to imagine something, and I say something in terms of the future. And it really links in with me in terms of this word vision, this idea that we're able to see where we're going. And if we're really thinking about coaching, coaching always has that directional tilt. We're looking at supporting people to move towards something and move away from something else. You know, maybe it's moving towards a new job. Maybe it's moving towards having more work-life balance. Maybe it's moving towards, you know, getting their dream house. Maybe it's moving towards a more balanced relationship. Maybe it's moving towards being a less shouty parent, whatever it may be. You know, we're always helping people move towards. But when we're able to help people set that vision, so think about what that might look like, who might be there, what they might be feeling, what will be different, we can help their reticular activating system by value tagging. These things are important. It's why we can use vision boards as well, because again, what we're basically saying to our brain is, these are the things that are important. And when we do that, linked to Barbara Fredrickson, who's a great positive psychologist, her broaden and build theory was saying, these things are important, brain sees them, and so then the brain is open to opportunities to get those things. Doesn't mean put it on the vision board, it happens. Does mean that we have a clear idea of what we want. And I would go further. It's really great to think about and why you want it. And therefore we're open to opportunities to get that thing. And we're looking at opportunities. It's a bit like our RAS. It's a bit like I always think this, like when I buy a new car. So recently got a new car and it was let's just say it was a different color to what I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be dark gray. It was a lighter gray. I had never seen a car, I thought, this color before. Guess what? I see them everywhere now. They're like 2 a penny. Now, of course, I'd seen them before, but my brain hadn't focused on them because I didn't think it was important. Now it's my favorite color car. I'm appeasing myself with it. There is evidence, and there's a lot of work by Richard Bialsis and his team at Case Western University in the US. There's a lot of work on the power of vision in coaching. And they found that when they look at the vision, when they look at the future and where the client wants to be, it activates areas in the brain called PEAs, positive emotional attractors. And those areas are often in the prefrontal cortex and surrounding area, and they help engage the client. And they help the client in terms of decision making and problem solving. And with that engagement, the clients have found the coaching to be more successful. So how can we do that? Well, we can do that by getting people to think about their vision. We can do that through vision boarding. We can do that through visualization, which can be guided. So we can do things like there's a best possible future self exercise where you get people to close their eyes, imagine that they're going to a future point in time and it's a time when they've achieved what they want to achieve. And then you can get them to reflect on the strengths that have got them there. You can get them to consider, what's different, what they're celebrating, who's around them, what they're noticing, where they are, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're sensing. Again, the questions would be led by your client. Often when you're in those spaces, You're asking the client and you're responding to what they're saying. There's evidence that that exercise increased positive emotion, which leads to improved well-being and helps resilience and optimism. So we know that visualization can be a powerful tool. We equally know that tailoring it to the individual can be really key. So it might be that close your eyes visualization doesn't work for our clients. So maybe we get them to write a letter to their future self. Maybe we get them to talk about actually what is it you really want. Maybe we get them to create a vision board, or maybe that isn't available to them and we use different tools and techniques. I love visualization, short visualizations, longer visualizations. I find for me personally and for many of my clients, it really helps connection. But like anything in coaching, you have to make sure it works for your client. So I'd love to know, what types of visualization or visioning do you do?